Sports.
Fielded. In the end zone. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. First carry now for A.J. Dillon. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard on the game's first play. Second down. Ball at the 24 and a 2nd and 11.
The 24-yard line.
Now the former Sooner, this is Rodney Anderson. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25.
Tackled at the 20.
So now an early 3rd and 10 here on their opening drive.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, it's Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
They're on 32-yard line.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. The first carry now, this is Johnson.
Number 30.
The numbers for Johnson in last week's game, 10 carries, 106 yardage-wise, and the score as well.
And now that he's playing a Thursday night game, short week, you know he spent a lot of time in the trainer's room in the cold tub trying to get his legs back for this game.
The last run got 3, now here's 2nd and 7. Johnson. And he'll get this only up to about the 35. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. They go for it on 4th down, and it pays off big time as they pick up 29.
Well, peel back the curtain, partner. We've got a pretty good look into how they plan to play this game. Aggressive seems to be the word. Going for it on 4th down in that situation.
Yeah, opening drive. Now, we know this coaching staff, they have traits of aggression in their history, but what a start to this game. They're going for it.
Yeah, a lot of people might say reckless, but they got it. 1 for 1 on 4th down here early in the game.
And it's caught right at the 10-yard line. They'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. So first and goal from the 9-yard line.
First and goal at the 9-yard line.
Back to throw again. His pass caught at the 4. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. That's good for a gain of 6. Second and goal.
6-yard pickup.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of...
And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Kerryon Johnson, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
And he'll just take a seat, and the drive will begin at the 25-yard line.
Their own 25-yard line.
Now come the Packers for their next drive as we take a look at the playoff race in the NFC coming into the weekend. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
The numbers for Adams in last week's game. 11 catches, 117 yards.
And he's trying to prove the adage, it's not just how you start, it's how you finish. And he is finishing awfully strong, takes great care of his body. I expect him to go ahead and put a capper on this season.
A.J. Dillon's the ball.
But when you go from 2nd and 4 to 3rd and 3, that just tells you who won that battle on the last play, huh?
Yeah, first round went to the offense, second round the defense. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Rodgers leads to Dillon on the draw. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Credit to tackle that time to Deshaun Hand.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9. That's the end of the
38-yard line, 2nd and 9.
7. Packers, nothing.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Well, they need to get to the 29 if they want to pick up a first here on 3rd down. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers. Lost the football. And the Lions have recovered. The 40. He's at the 30. 10. And into the end zone. Scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. Second time he's lost a fumble. This one hurts more. It's returned for 6.
He's been under a lot of duress, hasn't he? Pressured, hurried, harassed the whole game.
Well, the offensive line not giving him a lot of help.
Not a lot of help. At the bottom line, he's got to take care of the football.
Daniel Carlson.
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kicks away following that fumble return. Taken in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return.
25-yard
The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. On 2nd down, Dillon. Yeah, he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6.
It's a gain of 2 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Rashawn Gary, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues.
That was their third sack of the ball game. Second in the league in sacks coming into this one. They're planning on making it a race to the top, aren't they?
Absolutely. They're looking up at that top spot, but they might be looking down at the second spot pretty soon. It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But this is the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, it kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
J.J. Nelson, the intended target. But now it'll be third down.
It's now third down and 14.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And that is incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. Devontae Adams in the Packer offense heading back out. They've got to be thinking, how can we get him a little bit more involved here? Second quarter, you're down, and really, he's been out of the mix.
I would agree with that, and oftentimes you hear, well, we're just taking what the defense is giving us. But sometimes that's just not good enough. Sometimes you have to take what you want, and that means getting him the football.
Yeah, so far just a single catch in this game.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up second and 5.
From the 39, Rodgers. They'll get this complete to the Notre Dame man, Equanimeous St. Brown. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
2 minutes to play, first half. It's 14-0. Coming up at the half, a reminder, we go back to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman. They'll have a look back at our first half as well as a look ahead to what's coming up later this weekend. Rodgers to throw on 3rd and 1. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return. And the Lions are going to take over with a long field ahead and a 1st and 10. The Lions offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
Because I just realized for about the last 4 or 5 plays, I'm eking over into your territory up here in the booth. My bad. I'm going to get back over to my spot.
Yeah, we're not talking about our on-air commentary. I mean, what is all this extra paper? I mean, this is unusual for you.
My bad.
Normally you run a really tight ship. What's going on here?
Just like that incomplete pass, I'm going to try to tighten things up here for this next play. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. And he's going to be brought down. Goes on the 6-yard line. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts. as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here comes the Lions punter now, as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10. Out comes Devontae Adams in the offense for their next drive. With them losing here in the second quarter and his limited productivity so far, you'd have to think they're going to try to look to him a little bit more, right?
I would guess you would start to see maybe some quick screens, some hitches, anything to get the...
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and abundant. Now the second down throw on target. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down. They were handed great starting field position on this drive, but now they face a 3rd and 4. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. Now Zane Gonzalez for the field goal try. On the left hash, this from 48 yards. Gonzalez's kick is good. And they will get themselves on the board here at 14-3. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime. Something to build on, maybe.
Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points. And now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense set to take over. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the second half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
A very solid gain of 27.
1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. Nelson's got him here right side. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Back to throw now on 1st down. Battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
He'll call Nelson's number yet again. It's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
1st and 10.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. The flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. So the pass incomplete in the end zone, but contact and pass interference.
And now where does the ball get placed?
At the 1-yard line.
1-yard line. They gave up excellent real estate on that one. That's going to work really, really well for the guys who threw it.
They'll throw now on the final play. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kerryon Johnson as time expires in the first half. And the Lions are able to grow their lead. Big decision there. They say forget the field goal and go for it. It pays off.
I wonder who was in the ear of the head coach on this one. Did he make...
Due to time constraints, we move you forward in today's broadcast to the beginning of the 3rd quarter. The Lions in the lead, and they're going to get the football first as well as the second half is underway. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 now. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. On play action, they'll throw. And it'll be incomplete.
Intended for J.J. Nelson. Incomplete.
They had enough yards for the first down, but a clutch hit right there defensively. Jars it free. No first down.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more. And finally, that's complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. They'll try and run. This is Johnson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And, oh, not only did he drop it, he dropped it in the end zone.
It's now
a big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal. Buying time to his left. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off inside the 5. And now look at him go. He's at the 40, 20, 10, and into the end zone. It's a pick 6 and a Packer touchdown. Well, you don't want to coach him, Charles, to stay in the pocket on every play, but I guess that's the danger of getting outside of the pocket, extending a play, and making a bad throw. Turns into 6 points the other way.
Yeah, sometimes when you get outside the pocket, your vision actually gets obscured a little bit, or you narrow it down too much, and you don't see all the defenders in the area.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Lions take over 1st and 10.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
2nd and 10.
Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe it'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
off the play fake. He'll look to throw. He'll get this one to Golladay. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. Well, that's one way to convert on third down, picking up 26 yards. They'll look to throw here on first down. Looks right. And he finds a man on the crossing route. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
4 yards.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
Jair Alexander.
Here's Johnson. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. All the way down inside the 5 to the 4. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is, because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
No gain on the play.
They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. Johnson, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. Celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And it's caught. And he takes this one in for the Lions. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are able to extend their lead.
That drive that really increased their cushion felt very military to me. Very precise, methodical. That's one of the words you've taught me. And they just got it done.
And slowly but surely now starting to pull away a little bit. Things looking good for them here in the third quarter.
Not only pulling away, but you mentioned that slowly but surely. You also drain clock, too, with a drive like that. So you really give yourself an advantage.
And no effort to bring this one out. It's a touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. He'll set up to throw from the gun. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to rip. And the pressure gets to him again. Aaron coming off the line. He's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he could vault himself right into the #1 spot.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
It's a 42-yard punt, but 8 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense heading out as we give you a look at the playoff race coming into the weekend in the NFC.
And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed. But as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that. But even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them.
The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. Now that's caught. Did he stay in bounds? No, he did not. Ruled incomplete. Once more, he was trying to get it to Kenny Golladay, and that'll bring up 2nd down. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Kenny Golladay with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Lions add on to their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson.
Fielded in the end zone. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
He'll throw from the gun.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. That catch good for only a couple.
Brings up 2nd and 8.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Shotgun now for Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams.
Complete to
the Packers on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun, Rodgers. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback.
And nothing but daylight ahead. Past the 20. Touchdown, Packers.
Rodgers pass.
A big play there. 77 yards. And the Packers get a score closer. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go. Look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Gonzalez to add the PAT.
Extra point.
And that'll cut the lead down to 18. A drive there of just 4 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown.
17.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Lions are able to cover this one up. Now he's stripped. He lost the football. And the Packers pick it up.
The onside kick recovered by Green Bay.
The 4th quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a...
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Rashawn Gary in there to get him sack number 14 for him on the year. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a bundle. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. Now after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While he gets attended to, we'll step aside. Rodgers on third down. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. Now Rodgers from the gun, he'll throw.
That's complete to his running back, Taylor.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Looking to throw again on second down. Rodgers. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 7 yards there and a first down. He gets this into the hands of Taylor. Touchdown, Packers.
Complete to number 86.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
And that one makes this an 11-point deficit now. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the result, a Green Bay score. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the 4th. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. Call it a gain of 11 yards, and that should just about do it.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running up football. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up 2nd and goal. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Galladay's got it. And the Lions have a touchdown. Kenny Galladay, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
Well, partner, when a team's up this big, this late in the game, I always wonder what's their motivation, because if it's me, I'm thinking about pulling on the reins a little bit. But for them, I don't think it's in their DNA. It's not in their head coach's makeup at all. I think his opinion is, you stop us. We're not supposed to pull back ourselves.
And this one through the uprights and good. A drive that time of 6 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions.
Daniel Carlson set.
Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Short kick. One of the up middle take it down. The lane opens here. He's past the 30.
The Packers take over 1st and 10. at their own 38-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But